we have some goodies coming out this week on DVD. So let me start. I finally figured out after all this time that my assistant Vince gives me the DVDs in order of what I liked for the week. Did you guys realize that? I didn't. I just would reshuffle them. I thought, well, it's not really alphabetical order. Okay, the number one movie that I like this week, coming out on DVD, is called L'Assault, which is The Assault. It's a French film that's about the Christmas Eve hijacking of an Air France Airbus from Algeria that was slated to crash into the Eiffel Tower. Do you guys remember about this? The whole thing was stymied by the fact that the stairs hadn't been moved away. This is a fascinating documentary. And it's sort of, the thing about this is that it was done in 1994. So the United Flight 93, why didn't we learn anything from that? But it's absolutely fascinating. I gave it 5 stars. I wasn't as familiar with this as I was with the events of September 11th, but it is chilling and remarkable and terrific. All right, so The Assault, 5 stars I gave it. Sherlock Holmes: The Games of Shadows. This is the second of the Sherlock Holmes. The first one with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law I thought was basically silly and stupid and didn't like it particularly, but this one I thought was really fun. This one is everything the first one tried to be and wasn't. It's funny, it's witty, well directed, well acted. You care about the characters. Noomi Rapace, who is the girl with the dragon tattoo, who also is in Prometheus. So she's having a good career. Stephen Fry plays Sherlock's big brother, and he's terrific in it. Jared Harris, who's plays Moriarty as a slick, suave, bad dude with delusions of taking over the world. I thought this was really fun. 4 stars. There we go. Richard Harris is Jared's dad. He looks kind of like him. Miss Minos. This is based on a children's story that you can't think Catwoman here, but it turns out that it's well made in the Netherlands, dubbed in English, which is a little disconcerting. It's a beautiful young woman who used to be a cat, and she saves the career of a young reporter who cares about cats. So she's halfway between being a cat and being a woman. Your kids will love it, especially the girls who like cats, but it's really fun for anybody. It's a really delightful story, 3.5 stars. A Little Bit of Heaven. This is, to be quite honest, it's kind of a Hallmark disease of the week. But it's got Kate Hudson and Gail Garcia Bernal, which means an above the usual kind of cast. She's vice president of an ad agency, and is smart and beautiful and perky and full of life. And but she keeps losing weight, so she goes to the doctor. The doctor, of course, is Gail Garcia Bernal. We should all live so long. And she has a moment where she has a near-death experience and visits God, who's Whoopi Goldberg. I don't know what that means either. And Whoopi says, you get 3 wishes, and her first one is, I want to be able to fly. The second one is, I want $1 million, and Whoopi says, well, it'll only be $500,000 after taxes. And the third one, she says, I don't know what it is. And Whoopi says, well, we know what it is, and we know what it is, too, that she wants to fall in love. And this has got a great supporting cast in it. Kathy Bates plays her mom, and Kathy Bates is wonderful. We don't see her enough on film, and she's just wonderful. Peter Dinklage plays a stripper that's sent to cheer her up. Treat Williams plays her dad, and the wonderful Lucy Punch plays her best friend. This is it's kind of a mediocre story, to be quite honest, but at least Kate Hudson has the good sense to look really sick as she's dying. And it also is set in New Orleans, which of course is going to have a special place in my heart because I was born there. So I gave it 3 stars, mostly for the cast. In Darkness, this is this was a nominee in the Oscars for the best foreign film. Is directed by Agnieszka Holland, and it's a story apparently based on a true story of Jews that were hidden in the sewers in Poland during World War II. I had some real problems with this. I thought it was sadistic. The opening scene is one of the most horrifying that I've ever seen on films. It was not my kind of a film. I literally couldn't watch it. And so I know it was nominated for an Oscar. A lot of people thought it was terrific, very strong. I can't deal with it, so you're on your own. I didn't want to give it a bad rating because I can't watch it. It was nominated for an Oscar. You're on your own. On the other hand, Thin Ice, I'm pleased to tell you, I gave 0 stars. And you're not on. If you want to see this, it's fine, but I wouldn't. At least the In Darkness has got something to recommend, and it's based on a true story. It was a very well-known director. Was nominated for an Oscar. Blah blah blah. It's about important subject. This is just nasty people. This is Greg Kinnear, Alan Arkin, Billy Crudup, David Harbour, Leah Thompson, Bob Balaban. Greg Kinnear, who looks awful in this. I mean, I don't know whether it's the lighting, he should fire his agent, is an insurance salesman who plays fast and loose, separated from his wife, somehow decides he's happened upon a big score when he finds a kind of hick played by an endearing Alan Arkin who could do no wrong, who has a violin. They find out is worth scads of money. All right, so it's a scam. He decides to steal a violin to be able to deal with his financial issues. What ensues is supposed to be hilarious. It's violent, crude, rude. There's no reason to see this movie as far as I'm concerned. I know it's supposed to be smart and hip. I thought it was a lousy movie that was unpleasant and somewhat predictable, and you didn't care about any of the characters, and I don't know why they made this movie. Am I clear about that? Okay. DVDs are out on Blu-ray. You know, we got. Are you paying attention here? Of course, you're not a Spider-Man. You're a Batman fan, right, Mark? All right. This is Spider-Man coming up. You're a Spider-Man fan as well. Oh, there you go. All right, we've got Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3, all out on DVD this week. The first one was made in 2002, then 2004, 2007. Tobey Maguire is, of course, stars in all of them, as does Kirsten Dunst. We've got Willem Dafoe as the bad guy in the first one, Alfred Molina in the second, Topher Grace kind of in the third, and we've got Andrew Garfield who's going to take over the franchise. Okay, so there we go. We've also got, for you guys who are real movie aficionados, we've got Meatballs, the Bill Murray, Harvey Adkin, Kate Lynch movie about summer camp, 1979. Can't believe that means it's what, 33 years old. Who knew? And The Gold Rush, which is even older. This is Charles Chaplin, 1925. Have you guys ever seen The Gold Rush? You should go rent it. You know who'd love it? Little Pete. I mean, Charlie Chaplin, kids love, and you'll love it too. It's really part of, you know, Hollywood history. 1925, The Gold Rush, out on DVD this week. Part of the Chaplin collection. All right, so pick of the week is The Assault. It's not easy, it's not for kids, it's a terrific movie. And makes you sort of scratch your head and say, how come we didn't understand that this was likely to happen to us? Part of it is that sort of chauvinism that says we only look at what's happening on our shores. We assume it can never happen to us. History's a tough tutor sometimes, all right? More information at drjoyreviews.com or drjoy.com. I am Dr. Joy Browne. If you want to talk about movies or anything that's going on in your life, 800-544-7070. I'm Dr. Joy Browne.